Hi and welcome to Tabletop Gaming. My name is Charlie and today I would like to talk to you about playing the Pokemon trading card game competitively. Now, I've been given all sorts of advice. I am fully on the search for advice, whether that's in the comments, whether that's from other people, and that has led to a couple of purchases which we're going to unbox and talk about today. But to give you a sort of preamble to that, I have been on the search for advice, and someone who came back to me and was absolutely wonderful was the Wassy, so Ross Gilbert, who is PTCG Radio. Now, he's given me a ton of advice. I'm going to have a whole separate video about suggestions that are made from other people in the industry about how to start when you're at my level of basically knowing nothing, but one of the things that he recommended is that actually there are tournaments available in March in Liverpool which are easily reachable, and if I want to play competitively, the option is there. Now, I may not do well in those things, but I can at least strive towards something, which I think sounds delightful. So I have taken all recommendations on where to start, what to do. The first of which I mentioned having played Battle Academy, that's a really, really good way to teach you sort of the to and fro of how each thing works step by step. So that is something that I personally would recommend to others. That's my starting ground. Now, from there, Ross made two recommendations that I thought were particularly brilliant, and I have grabbed those as a result. The first, he's told me to grab the Trainers Toolkit. Now, he told me that everything I need should be in here in terms of the sort of trainer cards that I need and being able to get the good ones in bulk and the things that are actually going to be useful. Now, one thing he highlighted with me was that the red one is going to sort of come out of commission, so I understand them to be sort of cyclical in terms of this one is available for tournaments, this one no longer is, this one comes in, this one comes out, so the blue one is a good option to get. So we're going to unbox that in a moment to have a look through, because I believe there's some extra cards in there as well which I can take a nosy at. Now, the other thing that was mentioned were league battle decks. So he actually sent me this and a separate one in terms of links to give an idea of what it is. This one that I will pop here at the time of recording this isn't out yet, which is why I've been very impatient and I've gone and got instead the Inteleon VMAX, which is another one that was mentioned. Now, these are sort of league battle decks, which means I hopefully, in theory from what I've been told, can learn how to play using these. These are pre-built decks, so I know exactly which cards are going to be inside it. But what that means is I can learn how to play using those and start swapping things in, swapping things out, working out whether I like playing this way or I like playing the other way. There's a really interesting option to it. And I found this when I was looking for Pokemon tins. I got two of those, and this was the one that was there. So I thought, yeah, go on, we'll treat ourselves and we'll see how this goes. Now, interestingly, what I have noticed from this is that it has a play level of 2. So I believe this will increase potentially in difficulty depending on which ones I pick up and what I expect to get out of them. Now, the reason I say that is because whilst I've purchased those ones, the office copy ones that we have of previous decks, which I've got no idea if these are still in sort of commission, in the cycle of being able to play with competitively, but will at least teach us how to play in our little Pokemon club, are these two. So we have a Venusaur V and a Blastoise V that again are pre-made decks. They tell us on the back exactly what it is that we're going to get, but the reason I point that out is because while this had 2 Pokeballs of difficulty, this has 1 Pokeball of difficulty. So I would imagine either the ones that have been recommended or other ones are available that are then that 3. So maybe it's a case of I go from this one, lead on to this one, and then continue on. What that does, though, hopefully, is if you're watching this, if you're new to things, is that you can start at an easier one to make sure you know what you're doing, but also knowing the difference between picking up something like an Elite Trainer box, which is a box of random things. You will get a set, perhaps a set card, for example. You've opened this, you're going to get this. You'll also then get booster packs of all kinds. So you might get anything, you might get nothing. These you can pick up and play with. So if your intention is to collect things like the ETBs and the booster packs and the blister packs and things that you can get are a great option. If you want to play competitively and you want to get going, you want to actually play the game with each other, then perhaps these battle decks that have been recommended, this one particularly being a league battle deck, is one that's potentially worth looking at, or so I'm told. I will come back to you when I know a little bit more, but that's good advice, I feel. Now, I mentioned, because we know what's inside those, perhaps we won't go through those. However, what we know a little bit less about is the trainer deck. The difference between the preset decks and the Trainers Toolkit is that there's a couple of different bits and bobs in here. So it does tell us on the back you'll find everything you need to make choices in that every deck builder faces. You need more big Pokemon, more strategic training cards, how much energy is too much, steer a course for completely new decks and original combos and all sorts. And that's what comes inside here. Now, what's physically inside is more than 50 useful cards to power up your decks, including dozens of trainer cards and 2 copies of Crobat V. You'll get 100 energy cards, 4 Pokemon trading card booster packs, so we'll take a look and see what's inside them, because we can. 65 card sleeves to protect the deck, a deck builder's guide, a complete rulebook, a set of 7 tournament legal dice, 2 condition markers, and a code for the online trading game. So, nice and exciting, plenty of bits and bobs in there. So, let's take a look inside, shall we? Let's see what comes inside a Trainers Toolkit. And hopefully, not only will there be cool trainer cards that I desperately need in order to play properly, but also some cool pools. Oh, that's nice. I didn't realise this is cut out slightly, so it moves with it. Very nice. And then this, oh, it's like a little box. Nice. So, what I really have to give to Pokemon is that everything I open is really nice. It's really tactile. They think about the art that they're using. Everything there looks good. It's just, everything folds out. Like these are small things that are so often overlooked. And it's really nice that in Pokemon, I haven't come across where they have been overlooked. So points to them. So inside the box, as we said, we've got quite a lot. We've got those energy cards, we've got those normal cards, we've got sleeves, and we've got booster packs as well. So let's go through bit by bit what we've got. So we start with the dice, of course, of which I have still yet to play a game where dice are needed, and I don't know why I've got them, but I've now got quite a few of them, so that's quite helpful because they come in the ETBs as well. We've also got some sleeves, which is good. You can never ever have too many sleeves, and my goodness, do I seem to go through them at the moment, even when I'm not playing them properly. I think I'm going to have to end up getting some more, but it's just what pattern do I get, because they're all so nice and I want them to be consistent. Then we have a stack of cards. So there's that Crobat that we were talking about initially, that he's going to be quite important. We've got those 2 Crobats, and then a huge selection of trainer cards. Now the difficulty is, to be honest, don't know what's good or what's bad. I recognise things from like terminology that's used in other places, but I couldn't unfortunately tell you whether it's particularly good to have any of these, whether these are vitally important, which ones are popular. But what I will say is, in opening some of the ones that are that I've had previously, so some of my, I can't remember if it was Shining Fates or Revolving Skies, one of the two, it had a lot of trainer cards that were specific to certain Pokemon, which meant I then wouldn't be able to use them because I didn't have those Pokemon available to me, which was not frustrating because it would be great if I can get those Pokemon, but I first need to be able to get those Pokemon. Whereas these, even though we're just sort of skimming through, do seem to be ones that are applicable for all styles of Pokemon. And then we've got, look at all that energy. We keep going. Trainer Turbo Patch, Karina's Focus, Capture Energy, Miss Magius. Still don't know how to say Pokemon names, Miss Magius, at the end just to finish us off. Cool. Okay, so what I'm going to end up doing, I believe, is sitting down and going through them all and working out what's best. Maybe taking some advice, of course, from the early ones, from the ones, the League of Battle decks. There are particular ones. Professor's Research has come up quite a lot. I'd like to see what that's about, but that gives me a good foundation to sort of go, oh, actually, here's what I think I need more, or be able to construct other people's decks to try and work out how it works. I now have enough cards to actually do that, which is great, because when you Google and you check and you're like, how do I build a deck? And it tells you actually you need, I think it's 20 trainer cards, and then you realise as you've unboxed a ton of them, you haven't got 20 that are together, let alone 20 that are useful. Not as easy as it sounds. Now, this whole stack, huge chunk of sealed cards, I believe, is just energy. So again, a really good sort of place or foundation to start, because you're always going to need energy. And whilst, yes, I'm going to pick up quite a lot of it, and I have picked up quite a lot of it from ETBs, I'm not going to say no to having more, to be honest. So, marvellous. We'll keep those to one side. Then we have, a couple of bits and bobs. So, we have things falling out. We have a couple of tokens available to us. I have 4 blister packs. I've got Sword and Shield, Vivid Voltage, and also Chilling Reign. And I have a Pokemon trading card rule, so I pick these up as well whenever I go through an ETB. One seems to be in there quite nicely. What else have we got? We have another token that I've missed there, many apologies. And I also have a Trainers Toolkit deck building guide. So this tells us a little bit more about it. These are kind of like the player things that come through when you open the ETB. So look at this, playing this deck. What have we got? Improving the deck. Marvellous. So here's what you could play with. Here's an Inteleon VMAX League battle deck, which is interesting because look what I have. The Inteleon because look what I have. Which is interesting because look what I have. The Inteleon VMAX box. So I can actually play this, see what the differences are. They're talking about improved versions, taking it further, things you can change. Brilliant. So not only have I got that, this specifically tells me about it. Now, I'm not gonna lie, very good start. I'm quite excited because I was worried when I opened it that only the trainer guide was the one that was going to be available, and thankfully, the card game rules was the only one that was going to be available, whereas actually we have got that deck building guide, so very specific for actually playing the game. Nice. Now, of course, we can't leave it there because there are 4 packs to open. We've got 2 Chilling Reign, we've got Vivid Voltage, and a Sword and Shield. I would like to open the Sword and Shield one because that's what I'm currently playing, and it is very specifically for that. So, let us take a look. Wah-ha! Also, I've definitely opened packs of the other 2. I don't know whether I've opened a pack of this before. So, let's take a look at what we're going to get. So, a Croagunk, a Chinchou, a Minchino. I don't know what it is, but it's cute. A Rhyhorn. I don't love that artwork, though, I have to say. A Blipbug. A Trainer Ball. That's helpful. Or a Trainer Quick Ball. That's helpful in a trainer deck. Oh, and a Keldeo V. Oh, very nice. Oh, I'm happy with that. And we've got a Seaking, a Linoone, maybe, and a Hitmonchan. Great stuff. I like that one. We have, let's do a Chilling Reign one, and then we can alternate with a Chilling Reign, Vivid Voltage, and then Chilling Reign. So, oh yay, there's a Score Bunny. I do like having the starter Pokemon. Although again, I watched a video recently where Wossie turned around and said something like, it's not a starter Pokemon, it's a first partner Pokemon, which I thought was relentlessly adorable. We have a Score Bunny, an Aron, a Snorant, a Venipede, a Snover, a Shuppet. I do like those with the shiny purple, it's really nice colours. A Banette, so that's the evolution, marvellous. Rugged Helmet, brilliant. Kirlia, I'm gonna go with Kirlia. Fab. Okay, not as exciting as the last one, but still very cool. Let us do our Vivid Voltage one. A Yanma, a Wooper, a Deden. I don't know how I feel about that artwork, I'll be honest. A Pikipek, a Chootle, a Zebstriker, that's my reverse holo. Nice. Manectric, which evolves from Electrike. I have that in the game. Aromatic Energy, Galvantula. Fab. Another one not so exciting, but I'm still cool with it. And then finally, the Chilling Reign. So we're back on this one. Let's take it open. So we have a Crabrawler, a Golett, a Porygon, a Grookey. I do like getting a Grookey. A Mareep, a Doctor. Oh, that's a really nice one as well. That's a really weird colour. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Like, I imagine that's supposed to be that way, but I feel like the colour's a bit weird. A Weezing, a Scroll of Piercing, an Avery, and a Thwackey. Ah, amazing, because I have a Rillaboom, but I don't have a Thwackey, and I finally now have a Thwackey. Okay, that was totally worth it then in that case. So, all very exciting. Lots of stuff to get me started. This feels like now I can try and come to our Pokemon Trading Card Tuesdays and be like, right, let's play a game. I've got the stuff. Let's make it happen. And I think now actually that we can. Interestingly, one amongst us already has one of these in terms of the toolkit. It's just whether we convince ourselves to get more of the battle decks. But hey, we may not need to by the end of this because we may have everything we need. I'm super excited. If you have any tips for building a deck or getting to play in a certain way or learning how to play properly, please do give me a shout in the comments. I really desperately want to hear what it is that you have to say. I also mentioned speaking to Ross Gilbert. He he was delightful. I'm speaking to a number of people to try and get as many tips as possible, and I will collate them into one video so that we can all have a chat about how great it is, or how we start out best. Don't forget to head over to tabletopgaming.co.uk and check that out. We've got tons of cool stuff, news, reviews, features on everything from RPGs to trading card games to war games to board games. Everything you need is there, so be sure to check that out. And if you enjoyed this video, want to help me on my journey, don't forget to like, subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much. Now, as always, I will say thank you so much for watching and have a great day.